This is the time we normally do some cooking today, but today we're not really cooking.
No, we're talking about cooking mistakes. Cooking mistakes, common errors that can mess up a perfectly good recipe.
You betcha. Carrie Leonard with Johnson and Wales University going to set us straight. Welcome, Carrie.
Hey, of course I have to do these mistakes on purpose because I wouldn't naturally do them.
Because she's so good. She doesn't ever make those mistakes.
So it's very hard for me to make mistakes. However, the average cook makes serious mistakes. They don't think about it. They don't really know, and they're not sure how to fix things. So I'm going to show you just a couple things related to the major issue of heat.
Okay.
Heat seems to be the big problem.
All
it's
right.
either too low, too high, not enough time, you're trying to hurry up, those sorts of things. So I wanted to start by showing you these onions that I've got cooking. Now, a lot of folks will not spend the time. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Will not spend the time to let their onions get caramelized. This is what caramelized means. All the sugars have come out of the onions, and these are just silky in the mouth, great for topping burgers, pizzas, good stuff like that. You can't make this happen on a high heat. There is no hurry. This has been about an hour that I've had these guys.
Really?
Okay.
There's nothing in there other than a tiny bit of olive oil and some cut onions. That's
It takes that long?
It takes a long time.
So you can't just put it on a high heat and give it 3 minutes like some people I know might do.
You would then have sautéed onions, which are perfect for some dishes.
I just microwave them.
But if you want like the really sweet stuff, you can do that.
Can you?
That's a viable method.
Really?
Under supervision. But you can
Caramelized onions, that's what you have to do, an hour on a lower heat.
Low heat.
Okay, low
Super
heat.
low, and you just kind of keep them moving.
Good to know.
And then what I've got here, I just want to show you something that heat really can destroy, is when you're working with milks, different types of milks. In this pan, I know this looks totally gross. Hopefully you can see this.
Here, leave it right there, and we've got a shot.
This is 2% milk that I have allowed to reduce down. And when you reduce 2% milk, you're going to get these globules. I know, I'm not good. So if you're trying to make like mac and cheese and you think, hey, I'm going to cut the calories, and you think, I'm going to use 2% milk, this is what's going to happen. You are missing the molecular biology of having fat in your cream. Now, this is cream. This is heavy cream, and I can actually boil this, and it's okay. And this is going to come out of this beautiful consistency, and this will continue to cook down until you get just this absolute thick. You can add it to the base of any kind of sauce, you know, pour it by itself, add a little nutmeg, lots of different things you can do here. But this is the common mistake with this one, is just substituting low-fat milk for high-fat milk.
So you've just got to use the real stuff.
Follow the recipe.
Okay.
You know, a lot of folks have a hard time following the recipe. Read it, follow it, and, you know, give yourself plenty of time, especially if it's the first time you're working on something.
Does that go for the skim milk and the lactose-free milk, too?
Yeah, all of those behave differently. If they have different proteins in them, they're going to behave differently. If they have butterfat, they're going to behave differently. I thought we'd finish off with something else that we have to do really, really slow. Now, this is chocolate. Yum, yum. Okay, how does that look?
Well, and I think this looks good, but to me, that looks, I would eat that.
Give it a smell.
It smells all right to me, too.
Oh, my.
Come on, give it a taste.
No, it's burnt chocolate. This is what happens to chocolate when it's too high of a temperature. A lot of us think, you know, oh, microwave it under supervision.
All right.
This looks like the crumbs of the brownies.
It is not good. Amy, feel free to take a bite, but I'm just
going to try it just because you're saying that.
Okay. This is the same chocolate bits that I have right here.
That's no good.
That's no good.
It is no good.
Doesn't take her long to learn, does it?
No,
good.
This is my double boiler. Now, this is a way to really control heat. Here's a pan that I have right here. It has a little bit of water in the bottom. And I'm going to bring this up so it's just a little bit bubbly. I don't want it boiling all the way. I just want some heat there. And I have my chips over here, and I'm going to put them on top of the double boiler so there is no direct heat. Okay, nice and slow, direct heat. And then as you move your spatula through, look at that.
Yes.
See how it's nice and yummy? And this happens in a matter of seconds. So we're going to get this nice and thin. Don't add any milk to this. If you add milk to this, it's going to seize up, get really tight on you, unless you're trying to make ganache, which we're not trying to make today. And we're going to let this get nice and melty, and then I've got a couple strawberries for you guys to dip into this. But this is much softer. And,
I see the difference.
This is the good stuff that you're going to be able to pour right out. Let me just give you a little taste here.
Is that just regular chocolate too? Just regular chips?
It is. This is like Toll House, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, anything you want to use. But this is much tastier.
No, I'd like you to feed me, Carrie, please.
Oh, please. Public television.
Oh, that's good.
Isn't that better?
Yeah,
so
that's
if we're
much better.
patient with this, this will
That's
come
much
down
better.
into nice and gooiness. Then I would put it right in here, and you'd serve it to your guests, and it's wonderful.
Oh, that's so much better. What about, is this another mistake? Because I do this when I'm cooking meats, that you flip too often. That
You do.
Yeah.
Again, it's that biology of meat and protein, and if you keep flipping it from side to side, you're literally cooling off the side that you're flipping up, and then you're reheating it, and then cooling it, and then reheating it. So, I mean, thinking about it, it's like, oh yeah, I think that would toughen the meat, and I you know, let it sit there and sear hard on one side. Look for the appropriate color in your meat, and then give it one flip over. Sometimes you want to move on a grill, something like that. I'm going to be doing that a little bit later. We're going to be working with some other recipes. Moving on a grill, and then that way it's cooked evenly from both sides one time.
So just leave it. I don't know why that's so hard for me. I always worry that it's not
Everybody
really
loves to play with food.
that it's not really going to be cooked. And I flipping it. I'm cutting into it. I mean, it would just the horrors in my kitchen that you would just die. But yeah, okay, I will try that next time.
You just have to play more. You have to play with food more.
Right.
Darn.
Well, all right. Play with your food. Remember that.
He'll be your guinea pig, I'm sure.
Okay, Carrie Leonard, always so good. Great information. Thank you so much from Johnson & Wales. Rob's trying to be all sexy eating.
Look at this, ma'am, and Charlotte now.
Yeah, now, not 5 minutes ago, now.
Isn't that delicious?
Great.
So good. Y'all got something very exciting coming up, Carrie.
I do. I'm really excited. Because I've been able to do some of these TV spots, I've been hired by Paula Dean's people to actually work with her on a special that she's going to be working on here in Charlotte. And I'm going to be cooking with her. It's kind of an invitation-only event. It's for her sponsors, Smithfield and Food Lion. But I get to work with them. I get to handle the recipes, and I'll be mic'd up with her on stage doing our thing, because we have this beautiful stadium stage at school at the Charlotte campus.
That's so cool.
She's my hero. She says, I'm not, you know, because everyone talks about her butter and her fat and all these things. And it's like, you know, she says, honey, I'm your cook, not your doctor. I just love that. You know, why does everything have to be fat-free?
I know.
You know, it's not easy maintaining this
poo-poo on that.
Congratulations. That's cool.
That's so great. I wonder if you'll be nervous since she's your hero and all that stuff. It'll be very exciting. Oh, we're so happy for you.
That'll be a few weeks, a couple weeks out yet.
Yay for you. Thanks for being with us. Have a great day, everybody.